Okay guys, I'm going to try something. I haven't used this before, but I want to talk to you guys about our lesson for today. So today is Wednesday, but tomorrow's Thursday. This is for your Thursday lesson. Your Thursday lesson is going to talk about connotation and denotation. So I'm going to tell you guys what those are about. I'm going to give you some examples, and that way you guys can do your assessment and make a good grade. So denotation is the exact meaning of a word. So when you think of denotation, think of definition, think of dictionary, anything. So it's like the exact word, the exact definition of the word. For example, the word cheap. A definition of cheap is something that is made with little to like no cost. So very, very cheap, something that's very like affordable, you could say. So it's the exact meaning. Versus connotation is how it's interpreted or the attitude towards the word. So in English, you will find that some words have like a deeper meaning. So you might say, yeah, cheap is like cheap, but it also could mean that it's of poor quality or that it's like not good enough. And I'll give you a few more examples as well. But that's one thing when you learn a foreign language, and speaking from someone who's lived in a foreign country, like you kind of learn that certain words are used a different way, but it's one of the hardest aspects of learning a language. Okay, so there's some examples up here. I have a negative, a neutral, and a positive. So words often will have a neutral meaning, which means like they don't mean like anything, they just mean what they're defined as. But they can also have a negative connotation, meaning that the word itself, yeah, it might define as something, but society as a whole and people as a whole have put a attitude, a feeling to that word. And so we use it in a different aspect. Versus a positive one, which is like, oh, we use that word in a certain other way, a certain different attitude. And for example, the word laugh. Laugh just means to laugh. Ha 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 ha. However, if you snicker, that's more of a like you're laughing at somebody. So the negative connotation is that it's like it's something that's not a positive thing, right? It's like you're making fun of somebody, or like you're snickering, right? Then you have a positive connotation would be to giggle. I love it when my sons giggle. They giggle to go, and they just like giggle together, and it's like a little group of, I don't know, monkeys or something. I don't know. They're hilarious, right? Then you have neutral. So our neutral word for the next one is smell. Smell is just, could be positive, it could be negative. We don't know. A negative would be an odor, like some body odor, y'all. Body odor, smell. But a fragrance, if I get pumpkin spice candle, that has a great fragrance. Or if I have a vanilla candle or whatever, I'm basic. But if you have whatever flavor you like, apple cinnamon, whatever. Visitor is a neutral one, so it means like it's just somebody who came to visit your house. Versus an intruder. An intruder, I think of like a robber or somebody who's going to come get you or like kidnap you or whatever. Versus a guest. A guest is someone who stays in your house and it's like a positive experience. Then we have thin, which is a neutral for someone who's very thin. Miss Pittman is not very thin. Negative would be skinny, like, oh, she's so skinny, like, she's like too thin, like maybe she needs to like go see a doctor. Versus slim. Slim is like, oh, they were slim. You know, you see pants that say slim cut or whatever. Unusual is a neutral. Bizarre takes unusual to a different way. Bizarre is like, that's really, really weird. And extraordinary is like unusual, but in a good way. So lots of words have different connotations and denotations. So let me be clear to remind you, denotation is simply the definition of a word. Versus connotation is what feeling and attitude has society put on that word to either make it positive, negative, or it could be neutral. Hope you have a great day. Let me know if you have